I'm not going to be able to hear you because I'm recording my screen, but I will go. When I get done with this, I am going to open up a panel, okay? So I want to talk a little bit about Mercury in retrograde because I'm already feeling it, even though Mercury, I don't think it goes retrograde until in about 10 or 11 days. So I think on the 27th, but we're in the shadow of Mercury in retrograde right now. And so I wanted to come and talk about it because it's been affecting me for about the past couple of days. So.
All right, here we go.
So I have my bowls here, my two crystal singing bowls. The two areas that I work on are the human heart and the spirit, the soul. So I have my green one for the heart chakra and my yellow one for the solar plexus, okay? So as you are consuming the sound, breathe deeply, okay? Exhale slowly. And whatever you feel, allow that to happen. So welcome to my room, my people. Namaste. So I wanted to come real quickly and talk about Mercury going in retrograde now. Mercury is going in retrograde on the 27th of this month. But right now we're in the shadow of retrograde, okay? The shadow happens about 2 weeks before Mercury actually goes retrograde. And those people who are extremely sensitive and spiritually inclined, you are going to be feeling this, probably feeling it right now. And that's why I'm here, decided to come on tonight, because I want to kind of, I know that some people are feeling emotions and feeling maybe kind of off balance, off kilter. And so I want to explain to you what you may be feeling or going through if you are empathic in any way. Enraged empath, welcome to the room, babe. So, and I can't be without you, baby. So yesterday, Yesterday I was having little meltdowns all day, and I don't know why, right? And so I did know why, but I was like, Mercury must be getting ready to go in retrograde. I could feel it. And so, yes, thank you for tapping the screen, babe. If you guys are in here, tap the screen, okay, for me. So I was having little meltdowns all day, feeling emotional, and I'm like, why am I feeling emotional? What is going on? Thank you for the gifts so much. And so, I just kept having little meltdowns, and I had to look it up, because I was like, I know something is happening. Like, there's some planetary alignment that's getting ready to happen, or that is happening right now. I knew it was either the moon or the retrograde, okay? And I do think that there's a full moon coming up too. Maybe, I think it's tomorrow, I'm not sure, but both of these things were affecting me, because I'm very affected by the moon cycles as well as the planetary alignment. So Mercury is going retrograde in 11 days, but I'm already feeling the shadow of it, okay? And so I wanted to come and explain what happens when Mercury goes in retrograde. So first of all, Mercury is the fastest moving planet in our solar system, okay? So when it goes retrograde, fall equinox on the 21st, what's today, the 16th? Okay, I knew something was happening, okay? I'm feeling, my body is like, what's happening, okay? Not just my body, emotions, spiritually, and everything. I'm feeling a shift, and it feels like it's going to be a positive shift, but at the same time, when we go in retrograde, a lot of things come up to be released and healed, and so that is not always a pleasant experience, okay? So it's the fastest moving planet in our solar system. And so when it goes retrograde, right now we're in the shadow of it. So when we're in the shadow of it, the planet starts to slow down, okay? And Mercury controls, it rules over communications, travels, and all technology and electronics and things like that. So when it starts to slow down, you will start experiencing things like your computer acting up, your phone breaking, your phone acting up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have miscommunications. You're going to be misunderstood a lot. You may get to arguing with people that because of the miscommunication, like you're not really understanding one another. Those things are absolutely affected. Okay, fall equinox, yeah. And so so basically when Mercury starts to slow down, we start to feel it, okay? So it has already begun to slow down. I have already begun to feel it, okay? So when it goes all the way retrograde, it appears to be standing still, because basically what is happening is that it does slow all the way down. And so it's because all of the rest of the planets are continuing to move, it appears to be going backwards, okay? But it's really not going backwards. It's kind of just standing still, okay? But it feels off for people, especially people who communicate for a living. We use our throat chakra. We are teachers. We are healers. If we doing distance healing, all of these things involve connection and communicating. And so, enraged empath, full moon in Pisces and Mercury. Yes, so full moon. Oh, the full moon is getting ready to be in Pisces. That explains the emotions. Okay, I didn't know that. I knew that Mercury was going retrograde in the sign of Libra, so it's about balance. Okay, balancing the emotions. Thank you, enraged empath. I didn't know that. So that makes perfect sense. Okay, Pisces. I knew Pisces was somewhere involved in there, because I'm like, why am I so watery? Why am I so emotional? I'm just crying for no damn reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm crying other people's tears and maybe some of my own that I can't connect what it's about. Okay. But either way, it's healing, it's cleansing, because that was yesterday. So today I'm a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So going forward, I think we're gonna be good. I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, but I want you. Okay, so So basically, I'm feeling it already, and I wanted to come and explain to other people. If there are a lot of people who are empathic that don't even know that they're empathic, or they don't know how to connect it up. They just feel like they're emotionally unstable, which is not. It may be because everything is kind of off right now and unstable, but it's because you're probably empathic or spiritually in tune with what's happening with the planets. And so because I have been having meltdowns and going up and down emotional roller coaster type thing, I wanted to come and explain to you what you may be feeling. So again, things may be slowing down, your phone may be breaking, your computer may not be working, you might not be getting along with your significant other or other significant people in your life. Past memories from your childhood, or things that need to be healed may resurface. Exes may resurface. Okay, they may be trying it. Okay, old habits that you have let go of, that you have outgrown, they may be trying to resurface. They may be trying to, is it because these things come up to be challenged and to be overcome. Okay, the things from your childhood, they come up to be looked at and to be released and healed. It's all part of a healing process. So but during retrograde, we need to be very careful because of the miscommunication, because plans might not go as we planned, because of time just not, everything is kind of off. So you don't want to be doing things like making big decisions during this time. Now, this is only if you are affected by Mercury being in retrograde. Some people don't feel anything. Like every time Mercury goes in retrograde, I feel it very strongly. It affects me. I'm very emotional, but I release a lot. There's a lot of growth that takes place. And by the time that Mercury goes back direct, I've gone through a whole little healing process. Okay. And so I wanted to help you guys go through yours. Okay, and prepare you for the things that might happen. Delays, disruptions, your plans not going as planned. You know what I'm saying? Feeling imbalanced emotionally, mentally, and physically. Your eating patterns may be off. Your sleeping patterns may be off. So if any of these things are happening to you, it's probably very much, you can probably attribute it to Mercury. We're in the shadow of Mercury going retrograde right now. Okay. So it was weird this morning because my daughter broke her phone this morning. Okay, so I went to my daughter's house this morning. She left the house. Okay, and for some reason she had left her purse. Like, it's already happening, right? She had went out the door. She had left her purse at home. So then she comes back up to get her purse, and I hear her outside of the door, and I hear her fall, and was like, oh. And I'm like, I look out the door, and she's on the ground. And I'm like, what the hell happened, right? And so what had happened was, I guess she had been looking at her phone or whatever, and then she somehow, I don't know what made her, how she dropped the phone, but when she dropped it, she stepped on it, and then she slipped on it. Like, things like that are going to be happening, like the weirdest, the weirdest little accidents and stuff. And so Mercury is going to be, yes, I've been going to bed after 3 a.m. for over a week. I'm tired. Yeah, enraged empath, you doing better than me, babe, because I feel like I never get any sleep. Okay, I'm determined to get some tonight. But I haven't been sleeping well either, I would say, for at least the past week. And so it's my own fault though, because I really don't go to bed. Like, I stay up doing things and what I'm saying, learning and researching and all types of stuff. So I really can't blame anything for that. I've always had insomnia. So enraged empath, I get up at 7. So what I'm saying, I really don't get down. So I don't get no sleep. So I've always been a nocturnal creature though. So it is what it is. But during this retrograde, because like I said, I was having meltdowns all yesterday and couldn't really pinpoint what the cause was. It seemed like to be a mix of things. And it's important that we keep our vibrations high during this time, especially those of us who are light workers. Okay, because everybody else is going to be in that dark night of the soul type of feeling. And so those who are light workers, that it's your purpose to hold the light, okay, and to keep the vibes high for everyone else. And so it's important that we do things like listen to music, dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning how to hula hoop professionally, and so I play with my hula hoops. I listen to music, I dance, sing. It's important that we balance out the work that we're doing with having some fun and some enjoyment and pleasure. That must be a part of our lives as well. We can't just work all the time and not allow ourselves to have pleasure and allow ourselves to enjoy things, to laugh, you know what I'm saying, to dance, to sing, to lighten the mood, because otherwise you start to feel burnt out. Okay, and you start to, not want to do what you're doing. But if you balance it out with, a level of pleasure, having some fun, laughter is so good for the soul. You know what I'm saying? Watch a comedy, but it's really good to go outside and be in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Do some grounding, take your shoes off, connect with the earth, sit down, put your hands on the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to do that at this time, because a lot of people are going to be feeling ungrounded, unbalanced, you know what I'm saying? Everything's going to be kind of off. So going forward, and the reason I'm saying it is because I feel it right now, because we're in the shadow of it. Not everyone is feeling it right now, so I'm giving you this information ahead of time. Mercury doesn't actually go retrograde until the 27th, okay? But some of us feel it early, okay? So me being an oracle, I always feel things ahead of time, and I know that some people are feeling it right now. But those of you who aren't, you are getting, this is for you to be prepared for when it comes. And so when it does come, you're going to be feeling a lot of the things that I'm talking about. A lot of people's phones are going to die or break, unfortunately, over these next couple of weeks. It always happens. The last retrograde, a couple of people that I knew, their phones broke. And so, like I said, today, my daughter's phone, it didn't break because of an electronic issue. She actually stepped on it. And, it had a little fluke accident, and so it's because the energy was off. And my daughter's just like me, she's very sensitive to it. And so she fell, she got a little scar on her knee, you know what I'm saying? She was emotional. And so I was like, something is absolutely going on. I didn't even realize that Mercury was getting ready to go into retrograde, so I had to look it up. Like, I know something is getting ready to happen, and I was right. And so today I'm a lot better than I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But at this time, it's important. I would say, like, be still. Don't be doing too much moving. Don't be making too many major decisions. Don't sign any contracts, because of the miscommunications, because of misunderstandings that happen at this time. We don't want to, be making any major decisions. It's really important during retrograde to just kind of be still. It's that time to cultivate our relationship with the great spirit, that indwelling spirit that's within us. It's time to cultivate that. It is time to meditate, you know what I'm saying? Put out intentions, because when we come out of retrograde and things go direct, the energy is going to have shifted. And so you can be preparing during the retrograde as far as in what way do I want my energy to shift. Start scripting things that you want to manifest, okay? If we understood how powerful the spoken word is, and how powerful, our written things that we write, okay? Writing down our intentions is basically giving a voice and another dimension to your intentions, okay? And our intentions create. That's how we manifest things. And so during retrograde, spend time journaling, script things, keep a dream journal, because you probably will be having weird and lucid dreams, okay? So it's important to be ready for it, because if it hits you like it hit me yesterday, you can be caught off guard and not know what's going on, okay? And if you have no idea, don't even know about the planetary alignments and how they affect us mentally, physically, emotionally, physiologically, you know what I'm saying? Then when these effects start to happen to you, it's easy to feel. Some people be feeling like they're going through menopause. People feel like they're losing their minds. You know what I'm saying? You really don't know what to attribute it to. And so I wanted to make people aware that Mercury is going retrograde in 11 days, but you may be feeling it right now, okay? So again, delays, disruptions in plans, imbalances. Your alarm clock might not go off. Your phone might, stop working. Your computer may be going slow. You might, your travel plans might not work, because again, Mercury rules over travel, communication, and electronics and you know what I'm saying, computers and things like that. A lot of people are having car trouble right now. Just all types of, you know, anything that depends on electronics, or you know what I'm saying, anything like that, it will be affected. So I feel like, because it hit me yesterday, I feel like it's just beginning to slow down. So we're in the shadow of it. So on, you know, like I said, on the 27th, it will appear to be actually going backwards, because it's basically, it's not going backwards, but it will be standing still. From our vantage point, it looks like it's standing, it looks like it's going backwards, because the other planets will continue to move forward. And so from a certain perspective, it does look like it's going backwards, which is why they call it retrograde. Okay, so that backwards movement, that, you know what I'm saying, that backwards, it brings up a lot of things from the past. Like I said, exes, old habits, old memories, old things that, you know, that come up to be resurfaced, to basically be released, okay, to be healed, to be challenged, to be overcome. And so for a lot of people, it's a difficult time, because, you know, the reason why these things are coming up and rising to the surface is because they have been repressed and suppressed. Okay, thank you guys for the taps. Anyone who's gifted, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time and energy. And if you haven't tapped the screen, please do that. Okay, so so yeah, so you guys, I haven't been here for at least a week, because I was banned. Okay, I just got unbanned yesterday, and I had such a long day yesterday. Cat Daddy in the building. Oh, that's not even Cat Daddy, is it? Looks like the same Big Bay energy. Okay, you look like the same, you use the same letters as Cat Daddy. So yeah, I thought he was from my agency. So Big Bang energy, thank you for joining. Anyway, so I was talking about, you know, the things that are going to be happening during retrograde, and how it's important for us to keep our vibrations high, to listen to music, to do things that are pleasurable to us, to laugh, to have fun, to balance out. Because I've noticed that a lot of light workers and people that are healers and teachers, we've been working really hard lately. Now, I can't say myself, I've been working hard, but not on here. I've been working in real life, like helping real people. Like, I don't get my day to myself until 8 or 9 p.m. on each day, because I'm taking care of other people like all day, every day. And so today I decided to take a little bit more of my day to myself, because I just needed it. I came home, I took a bath, you know what I'm saying? I just made my place, you know, very nice and pleasant for myself. You know, I changed the energy. I had to clear the energy. That's why I came in playing my crystal singing bowls. All of those things helped me to balance my energies. Okay, so again, the two bowls that I play are my yellow bowl for the solar plexus and my green bowl for the heart chakra, because those are the two areas that I focus on with my healing. So I do focus on healing the human heart and the soul, so in the spirit. Okay, so the green one is for your heart chakra, and the solar plexus bowl is yellow. Okay, and so I use these in my energy work. I use these when I do distance healing or any rebalancing. So I offer all of these things in my shop, and I will put my you know what, I don't even have to put it here. Where's my, oh, I do, I thought I had my mug with me, my Badass Magic Shop mug. So I'm gonna put my website in the description, and if anyone needs anything, because I do sell spiritual products and services, just hit me up and visit my online store. Now I'm considering rebranding my store. I've had this, my shop has been called the Badass Magic Shop since 2017. And I'm just feeling like, you know, it's time to expand, it's time to grow. So maybe by the time we come out of this retrograde, I will have rebranded my store. And I'm going to be doing some different things with some of my other social media, my YouTube channel, my Patreon, and things like that. And so thank you guys for tapping. And if you haven't tapped, go ahead and tap the screen for me. Okay. So yeah, I feel like I was cheated out of some of my time for this month. So I don't know if I'm going to make my quota. I was so happy so that it was a new month, because I thought I was really going to make my quota. And then I think it was like on the 3rd or 4th day of the month, I got banned for like a whole week. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I got banned because I have a year-long book study. I don't know, some of you may have been watching along with me. I had started to, and I still might try it, but I don't know what to do because I don't know what they're going to ban me for, going forward. I was playing my Dissecting the Devil book study, which is basically the study of Napoleon Hill's book called called Outwitting the Devil. And I called my book study Dissecting the Devil, which I basically dissected the book. And I did this to basically prove my theory that the narcissist is demonically possessed. Okay, that narcissism is a level of demonic possession. So usually all of the cluster B disorders, as far as borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, sociopathy, psychopathy, all of these things are different levels of demonic possession. Okay, and so I have always known this, and I did the book study of Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil to prove my theory. So basically, Outwitting the Devil is an interview with the quote unquote devil. Okay, so in the beginning of the book, Napoleon Hill basically says that he's discovered the method by which he can make the devil tell him the truth. Okay, thank you, Sexy Mika. Thank you guys for the taps and for the gifts. I appreciate it. And so the beginning of the book, I still made, because it's so important to me that this book study is seen. It's so important to me that the information, it gets seen. That I'm a little bit nervous to try to play it again because I don't want to get banned again. And so it took me like a whole week to get back on here. So what I'm gonna have to do is try to like screen each one before, but I don't even know what would be acceptable and what not. So I'm gonna have to be very careful going forward. But I did, when I first started playing it, the lesson has 33. The book study has 33 lessons, okay, which consists of about a 30-minute video that I put together, different clips of different things to basically prove my theory. So I may try playing it again. I had made it all the way up to lesson 9, and lesson 9 was what got me banned because there was an image of I don't even know if I can say the name, but a Russian dictator who was in the in the video, and basically I got banned for terrorism. Like, really? Okay, so anyway, I'm back. Okay, thank you for the maces. I appreciate that, Sexy Mika. So yeah, I was banned for a week, and I was really excited about showing the book study. But if you are interested in seeing the book study, you can find it on my channels, okay, on YouTube. So I'll just send you guys over there if you really are interested in it, because there was some people who were following along with me, and then all of a sudden I just was gone, okay, because I got banned. And so they were following me all the way up to lesson 9. It is a very interesting study. Okay, so No Narc Network TV, if you go to No Narc Network TV on YouTube, there is a playlist called Dissecting the Devil, and so the whole playlist is there. Okay, it has 33 lessons in it, and 33 being the number of the master builder. You can also find the playlist on my other channel on YouTube, House of Ajay. So either one of those, you can look for the Dissecting the Devil playlist if you were in fact falling, if you were in fact Conversations with God. Absolutely. Conversations with God, I believe, had 3 books to it. I read them all. Absolutely. I mean, that was like one of the deepest books it was one of the books that got me into starting to cultivate that relationship with the indwelling spirit. I read all of them. Absolutely. I've read that. I read A Course in Miracles. I read a lot of the interesting books. I was just telling Enraged Empath about which she had already read it. I wasn't surprised because we're the same frequency. Books by Florence Scovel Shinn. Okay, a book called one of them is called Your Word is Your Wand, which I was just talking about, the power of the written word, the power of the spoken word. One of the things that I do and the methods that I do to help people shift their reality and shift their energy is I will write a spoken word treatment, and I learned how to do that from Florence Scovel Shinn in The Game of Life and How to Play It. Okay, that's one of her books. And Your Word is Your Wand. Okay, very powerful information. Okay, so yeah, but Conversations with God. Didn't they make that into a movie too? The movie was amazing as well, but it's never going to be as amazing as the book. So yeah, if anyone's listening and you haven't read Conversations with God, if you are spiritually inclined, definitely check that out, okay? Because it will definitely, because my whole thing is with everything that I teach, whether I'm talking about narcissism or any aspect of spirituality, it's important for me to help people to see through the illusion. Now, did I learn that? Because I've read so many books of Sexy Mika, the illusion of separation from God. Like, I don't know if I got that out of, because I've read so many books, you know what I'm saying, that talk about it. Basically, I think Conversations with God was one of the first books that I read that actually helped me to start seeing through the illusion of separation from God and from one another. So, but I've read a lot of books. I read A Course in Miracles, and I kept that book for 11 years, and I went over the workbook part of it, for 11 years until I finally gave the book away. And so, those types of books will lead you onto the path. Oh, most definitely. I wouldn't even mind going back and rereading those books or doing a sort of book study on it. I am a create is another. I am a creator. I create. Okay, I've never heard of that, but I'm definitely gonna check that out. Let me screenshot that so I won't forget that you told me the name of that. I create sounds very interesting, Sexy Mika. So I'm definitely gonna check that out when I get off of here. So yeah, I wanted to, prepare you guys for Mercury in retrograde so that you don't think that you're going crazy, that you don't feel like you're, mentally unstable, emotionally unstable. I mean, you might feel like that anyway, but at least you'll have, a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? That knowing that there is a method to the madness, okay? So again, don't be alarmed if things start to act up as far as your electronics, your computer, your phone. If you miss appointments when you never miss appointments, if your alarm doesn't go off, if you miss your travel plans, all of these things might happen. So just be prepared, okay? If your ex tries to come back in, you know what I'm saying? They might try it. You know what I'm saying? If like I said, old memories is childhood memories, these are things that are going to come to the surface to be challenged, to be released, to be overcome. So, just be ready for it when it comes, because again, I usually feel things a little bit earlier than everyone else. And so I'm giving you guys a head up. Okay. So yes, Sexy Mika. So, and then going forward, I also want to talk about, because this has been on my mind all day. So today I was like, okay, I know that Mercury is going in retrograde. I had been off balance yesterday, and so I was like, I'm not going through this today. So I came home today. I was playing my bowls, which the sound of my crystal bowls, they literally take me out of my body. Okay, and so that helps me so much to balance my energies, and it's usually my solar plexus and heart chakra. So those are the two things that I work on. And that helped me. So I'm feeling a whole lot better now. Music always helps to shift the energy as well. So, take a lesson from me, you guys. When you start feeling like that, put on some music, sounds. Sound therapy, color therapy, all of these things help. If you have a close friend that you can talk to because you both might be feeling a little off balance, do that. Reach out to, but it has to be someone that you trust. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're spiritually inclined, if you're anyway empathic during this time, you're going to be feeling very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And so you're not going to want to be around people that you don't trust like 100%, because you're going to be feeling very raw and very vulnerable, because there's going to be a lot of heart chakra healing and inner child healing, you know what I'm saying, shadow work and things like that are going to be going on during retrograde. Okay? So I also wanted to mention that, I have a few people on here that are religious people, okay, that I have, that I have befriended. And so I know that a lot of them, I'm not going to be what they probably expected that I was going to be, because I'm not religious in any way. Love is my religion. I don't subscribe to any religion. I do believe in an infinite, compassionate creator. And so that's what I subscribe to, love as is my religion. And so for the religious people who do come in here and you see me do my spiritual practices, I can only hope that for you that you will love me unconditionally the same way that I'm going to do you, okay? And don't judge me for my beliefs and my practices the same way that I'm not going to judge you for what you do, okay? So how about that? Because I don't believe in the divisiveness because of religious differences, because of, you know, whatever differences that we might have. At the end of the day, my goal is to help us all see through the illusion of separation. So the things that seem to separate us, you know, that it doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Those things are an illusion to me. It's illusory. So in whatever way that you're going to worship the Creator, you know, as long as you don't judge me for mine, I won't judge you for yours. Okay. And if you feel that I'm not something that you want to engage with, by all means, you know, feel free to disengage. Okay. So, but you know, everyone is welcome as long as you're not coming up in here narking, okay? Because I am a narc slayer and I do not do narcs, okay? So if you do come up on my panel and you're narcissistic, you will be made an example of, okay? So I felt the need to reiterate those things because I've been gone for about a week, okay? And so again, thanks you guys for tapping the screen, and thank you for joining me, sharing this time and space with me, and for sending gifts, okay? So I want to talk about the Creator in the way that we see it, because all day today, you know, I've been balanced today, and I've been getting downloads, okay, which come in. I hear loud ringing. I hear loud. It's not loud. It's high pitched ringing. It's like, you know, when you're clairaudient, you hear things that other people don't hear. Okay, you hear things on a range that other people don't hear. You know how you can blow a whistle and only a dog can hear it? Yeah, when you're clairaudient, you're like that, okay? That's all I can say. Like, if you're clairaudient, because a lot of people are clairaudient and you don't know it. So if you've been hearing like a loud ringing or like real high pitched tones in your ears, you're probably clairaudient and you are being communicated with, you know what I'm saying, from the divine or from the spirit realm, the realm of the ancestors. And you probably just haven't decoded the messages because you probably don't know what's going on. So if you are hearing the loud ringing in your ears, for me, it's usually in my right ear, but you know, people have different gifts and they operate differently. If you have been hearing that, when you hear it, make sure that you're taking time to sit with it for a minute and meditate, because those are messages coming in that then you have to unravel. You then have to decode those messages, okay? And so I've been getting downloads all day, and I've been feeling the need to want to ask the question to a lot of people that I am connected to. I've been wanting to ask, you know, do they think that, you know, the way that they see God and their vision of God, their understanding of God, do they think that it will ever change? And the reason why I wanted to ask that is because, I feel like it needs to change for a lot of people, because you know, it's like, you know, what I think of as the, you know, our infinite, it's an infinite spirit. It's a compassionate Creator. It's so much bigger than any of us can fathom with our minds. And I've noticed, you know, that most people, they imagine God to be an exaggerated version of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Imagine God to be a man, like act like we do, think and act like we do, when that's not at all. And me, I've always had a very personal relationship with the divine. I know God. Like, I don't just believe in God, I know God. Like, you know, we like this. And so the God that I know is love through and through, unconditional love. And so I question some of the beliefs that people have, and you know, maybe that I accepted too at one time, that, you know, all of these other things about God, because the downloads that I was getting earlier today, you know, I was hearing directly from God and being told to correct, you know what I'm saying, some people's perception, because it's like you're painting a less perfect, you know, less beautiful version of God than what I know. You know what I'm saying? And if I know something that's greater, that's bigger, you know what I'm saying, that's more all-encompassing, that is truly unconditional love, because that's what I've always known God as. then that perception, I think, needs to be corrected. Because there are schools of thought that people believe that we are being punished for the sins of our fathers, for what we did in Egypt, and all of these things. And that is true to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, like, the God that I've always known personally has never done anything other than protect me, you know what I'm saying, guide me through things. Like, when I mess up, it's me messing up, right? Me and my lower self not listening to my intuition, you know what I'm saying, going against things that I know, going against my higher self. Okay, so like, when we make mistakes and be like, I should have listened to my first mind. When people say things like that, that was your intuition and you didn't listen to it, and you end up in a messed up place. That's not a punishment. That's like the natural you know what I'm saying, the natural succession of events that's going to happen when you don't listen to your intuition, because your intuition is the voice of God within you. It is the indwelling spirit trying to guide you. So when we don't allow that to guide us, it's usually always disastrous. And I feel like when we cause these things and we start to sabotage ourselves, you know what I'm saying, the inner me, okay, that one of my teachers always talks about, that inner me is like the lower self that does not listen to the intuition, that listens to the mind. Like, your intuition might have told you to do a certain thing. Just say, for instance, that you're feeling off balance emotionally, and you meditate or something, or your intuition is saying, you want to feel better. So your intuition says, well, get up and clean up the house. And you're trying to figure out, well, how is that? Because your mind is saying, how is cleaning up the house going to make me feel better? And so it's like your mind, your intuition already told you what to do, but then your mind starts to question what you were told to do, and then you don't end up not doing it. And so you don't, you know what I'm saying, you end up going down a road that spirit didn't guide you down. And so on that road, things are going to be happening that spirit did not, ordain for you. And so this is how we end up off balance, off track, and feeling like we're under some level of punishment. I can't say that that's not some people's reality, but for me, I can't say that I can agree with that, because the God that I have always known personally has always just been supportive, been a healer, been a counselor, you know what I'm saying, has been a guide for me. And anytime that I have messed up, it has been me and my lower self, you know what I'm saying. It hasn't been, I don't feel like I've been punished for anything. I feel like every time that I have messed up or made mistakes, that I was always being forgiven for things. I was always being given grace for things, you know what I'm saying. So I have to really stand on what I know of God, other than what religions teach and what other people may have what their understanding may be. I respect everyone's understanding and their belief, but I have to stand on what I know, what I've always known. Like, I have been through a lot, you know what I'm saying, in this life, but I can say that even with everything that I've gone through, I've been in the presence of the devil a lot, okay? Been attacked by the devil a lot, been targeted by. When I talk about the devil, I'm talking about an energy that anyone can embody, being in your lowest self, okay? And so it's not a being, it's not the red guy with the horn and the pitchforks. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about people in their lowest self, okay? In which we all can be. I've been in the presence of the devil a lot, okay? But through all of that, the devil has never really been able to touch me, okay, in all of my life. Like, I've been in the presence, I've witnessed your works, okay, I've witnessed a lot, but I have always remained and have remained untouched by it. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, but I cannot say that the devil has ever been allowed to touch me. There are times when I allow my lower self to take control. I'm reprimanded immediately. Exactly, enraged empath. But it's when I get reprimanded, I know that I caused it myself. You know what I'm saying? Nothing horrible, just to put me in check. Yes, but we need to understand that we did that to ourselves. Okay, it's not God saying, "Oh, you messed up. Let me give you this little punishment." You know what I'm saying? No, it was because we didn't listen. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. So we really are putting ourselves in check. Okay, because like I said, when I mess up, I'm always picked up and dusted off and put back on the right road by God. Okay, I mess myself up, so I can't say that God is doing this to us. Like, we're doing it to ourselves. Okay. So, like, for people who believe that we're paying for the sins of our fathers, I can't completely agree with that, because you know what I'm saying, I can't say that has been my experience. My experience has always been, I've never asked a question of God and didn't get it answered. I have never needed comfort and was not comforted. I have never needed healing and was not healed. So all I can say is that God has been faithful to me the whole time. Every time that I have been in the presence of the devil, I was given strength. My spirit embodied me fully and told me to face it, be the aggressor, slay the narc. You a narc slayer. You do not run from anything. You do not fear anything. That's the spirit that has always empowered me, the indwelling spirit, and it just feels like love through and through, unconditional love. So if it's unconditional, I don't think that I'm paying for the sins of my father. Okay, and I feel like the reason why I feel like I really need to correct this is because I feel like the fact that we believe that we are paying for the sins of our father is the reason why we experience the things in a particular way that certain people experience things, because we believe that. But is it necessarily true? Because I can't say for me it has been true. For me, I have always had a comforter right by my side. I've always had a healer with me. I've always had a guide guiding me. I've always been forgiven when I messed up. I messed up. You know what I'm saying? I can't say God did any of that to me. And so that's the God that I have to share with everyone else. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't accept another person's version of God. It has to be the God that I have known personally in my own, my own particular walk. So this is why I say during retrograde that we should be focusing on cultivating that very personal relationship, because everyone's relationship is going to be different and it's very personal. It's very tailor-made to your own experience. And so I think it's time to start breaking out of the things that we learn from religions, because people have been going to church for 40, 50 years and still, got the same issues and the same problems. And I think that if we shift our minds, if we correct our perception, that we would start to see some different things happening, instead of believing that, like we've always believed up until now, that like history repeats itself, and that we go back to church and hear the same sermons for the past 40 years. And yeah, you may be uplifted in the moment, but when you go home, it's like, have you really expanded in your, what I'm saying? Have you been able to, manifest something differently? Are you having a different experience? Do you feel healed, or are these same issues still coming back up? You know what I'm saying? Are they still there? Are the bills still not paid? Have you figured out how to manifest money? Have you, what I'm saying? Have you learned how to use your spiritual gifts? You know what I'm saying? Do you acknowledge that you have gifts, or are those fearful to you? Do you think that's the devil? Do you give the devil more lip service than you give God? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that the devil has power? Because all of these things are blasphemy. Okay? And so, you know what I'm saying? I just felt the need to, for one, correct it within myself, because I know what my own personal relationship has been. I know what my own personal walk has been. And so the downloads that I was getting today was like, no, you have to really correct this perception for a lot of people, because if they don't understand that God is compassionate, a compassionate creator, love through and through, and that the love really is unconditional, this is why people don't draw near to God. They fear God. They think that God is a judge and is waiting to judge you for every little mistake you make and waiting to punish you for every little thing that you do. And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Enraged Empath. Yeah, if you can do nothing else, y'all, just tap the screen. But, it's important to cultivate that personal relationship, for one, because the whole entire planet is going through a shift, okay? A shift from the third dimension into a higher realm, okay? Which means higher levels of experiences, which means, we have to have a look from a higher vantage point, okay, a higher perspective. And so I think that the version of God that we have had thus far has been an exaggerated version of us, an exaggerated version of man, someone who wants to destroy everything when it doesn't do what it wants to do. But again, that's blasphemy, because God is a perfect creator, and he doesn't see, this is the thing with me. When I was getting my downloads today, I was like, okay, God is telling me, I see you as perfect. I love you unconditionally. Think about the way that you love your children, okay? I don't care if my kids killed and ate 12 people. Nothing is going to change the way that I love them. I'm still going to love them unconditionally. And if I can fix whatever their issues are, I'm going to fix it. We have to know that God is a fixer. He can fix whatever our issue is. And he's not going to throw us away because we've made mistakes. Okay, that it doesn't work like that. Okay, being a mother and being a you know what I'm saying, if even a parent, you know, not just a mother, a parent that loves your children unconditionally, you have to know that that is the same way that our creator loves us. And so, you know, it's just about correcting you and making sure that it's never about punishing you. You know what I'm saying? It's about correcting you so that you know, basically the human being is a self-correcting mechanism. And what I mean by that is that when God speaks something, it is. Okay? So if he said, you know, certain things that you can't do, you literally cannot do them. Okay? So the things that you are able to do, it's because you are being allowed to do them. It's because you're being allowed to have that experience. Okay? So it's not about punishing you for going against, because it's blasphemy to think that you really have been given the ability to actually thwart the will of God. You haven't been given that ability. Okay, so that's just, you know, the arrogance of man to think that. Okay, when God speaks, it is. Okay, you think that God's really gonna give you the ability to go against what he really wants to happen? No. He gave you the experience of being able to have a choice, but he didn't give you the ability to choose outside of what he is allowing you to choose from. Okay, so when you stumble and you make mistakes, you're paying for that. It's the only reason why you have a negative experience or a painful experience is so that you learn, but it's not a punishment from God. These are laws that were already set in place. It's like, you know, what you put out, you're going to get back. Okay. And so when you, after you know, so many times of going around in that same cycle, you start to wise up and you start to put two and two together, and you start to figure out that, you know, this is a universal law that we all must work within. Okay, that, you know, what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. What you put out is coming back to you. Okay, and so you learn how to use that law responsibly, and you learn how to understand that that's all that's happening to you. Okay, it's not that you're being punished for what you're doing. It's that law was already put into place, so that when when you're not doing the correct thing that's actually conducive to you expanding and growing, you're going to have a painful or a negative experience, so that you correct yourself. Okay, it's not a punishment because you messed up. It is you experiencing a law that has already been put into place. Okay, so when the creation was created, the laws that you have to operate within that make you a self-correcting mechanism were already laid down. And so the laws that we're working within, if anyone has read the Kabbalion or any of the other spiritual texts that teach you about these laws and how they operate, these laws are already in place. And these laws ensure that the human being is a self-correcting mechanism. Okay, you can say, the precepts that are in the Bible, you can say the 10 commandments, you can say the 42 laws of Ma'at, whatever laws that you are following, these are universal laws, okay, that we all must work within, that we are working within, whether we're aware of it or not. And, these laws ensure, once again, that the human being is a self-correcting mechanism. God ain't sitting up judging every little thing that you do. He put those laws in place from the very beginning. And once you realize that you're operating within them, you will start to use the laws responsibly. Okay? So I hope that I'm making sense. Okay? It was important for me to correct that, because I was getting the downloads earlier that I need to correct that perception for a lot of people, so that your perception is shifted so that you receive, because Mercury is going in retrograde, and when we come out, the energy will have shifted, and so we have to be prepared to shift with it because we're going into a higher realm. Okay, this is not something that we're putting in the future now. It's happening right now. We are in the Great Awakening is happening as we speak. We are in the age of Aquarius, the Great Awakening, the time of change, whatever you want to call it. It's happening right now. And so, this Mercury in retrograde is going to be very powerful. I'm already feeling it, okay? And it doesn't go in retrograde for another 11 days. But I'm in the shadow of it right now. And some of you probably are too, okay? Like I said, feeling your emotions are very strong, feeling emotional, feeling, maybe off balance a little bit, spiritually, mentally, physically. Your eating patterns may have changed. Your sleeping patterns may have changed. Electronics messing up. Plans not working out. Miscommunication, misunderstandings. All of these things are happening right now. Fluke little accidents. You know what I'm saying? Leaving your purse at home, forgetting things. All of these things are happening because the planet of Mercury that rules over all of these things has slowed down in its movement. Okay? So Mercury is the fasting moving planet in the solar system when it is direct, but when it starts to slow down, we feel that. Okay, when it starts to slow down, those of us who are intimately connected, okay, to the planet, okay, to the earth and to the moon and all of the planetary alignments, will definitely be affected. Okay, so I didn't know. So Enraged Empath just told me that the full moon is coming in Pisces, okay? So that explains why I have been so emotional. The moon rules over my body. Like, it literally starts my menstrual cycles, okay? It rules over my emotions. It rules over my divine femininity, okay? It is that dark, that dark feminine energy. And so anytime the moon is full or it's a new moon, I feel that all throughout my entire being. Okay. So I didn't know why I was crying. I was having little meltdowns all yesterday, but now that I know that the moon is in Pisces, it makes perfect sense. Okay. The last time I remember the full moon being in Pisces, I was in the midst of healing myself from a narcissistic relationship. And that night I had a dream. Usually when the moon is full or new, it's usually on a full moon that I have a dream, okay? Something is illuminated to me always when the moon is full. So this particular, the last time that I remembered the moon being in Pisces, I was in the middle of healing. Like I said, I wasn't completely healed yet. I was drowning in emotions. And I had a dream that night because I remember that night I fell asleep on my floor. And because I would get my comforter and I would cocoon up. I like to lay on the floor. It's something firm about the floor. I don't know. And so it feels like grounding to me. And so that night I had gotten my big pillows and I had laid, cocooned myself up in my comforter on the floor. And I fell asleep on the floor. And I had a dream. And in the dream, I could see myself sleeping, just in the position that I was sleeping in. And I was watching myself sleeping, but I was under a body of water, like a large body of water was above me. So I was like under the water, sleeping in the very position that I was actually sleeping in for real. And I was looking at myself and I was sleeping. And as I'm watching myself sleep, my body started to raise up and above the water, and I woke up, right? And so when I woke up, I felt so much more balanced than I had been. Like a miraculous healing had taken place while I was sleeping, because up to that point I had been in a state of mourning, okay, because I was ghosted by a narcissist, left with no answers, no explanation, nothing, okay. To this day, I've had to basically, my gifts were enhanced at that time, and I had to do things like divination to understand what had happened and why it happened. So usually, that basically was a catalyst for me going into another level of spiritual awakening and my gifts being heightened and having to completely trust my intuition with everything. And so that's what really pushed me into using my gifts even stronger than I did. Okay, what is the date? Wow. Okay, so on the 13th, I didn't even notice. Okay, on the 13th of this month, it was that was the 2-year anniversary of me being out of that relationship. Okay. And it's funny because I've been teaching about narcissism since about 2015 on my first channel. I've been teaching on the channel that I'm on. Let me see. I don't know. I've been teaching about it since 2016. I've been professionally doing distance healing and energy healing since 2017. But the thing about it is that I was teaching about narcissism before I got into the narcissistic relationship and while I was in it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the things that I was teaching about, I hadn't experienced yet, as far as getting ghosted and things like that. I guess I was trying to tell myself it wasn't going to happen to me, and it did. And it was necessary for me to experience that to actually know what I'm talking about and to be able to teach about it. Because you know, anybody who has only learned about narcissism from book learning or from, you know, Googling it and getting the definition from that, you still don't know what a narcissist is. The only way that you know what a narcissist is if you have experienced it. And so anyone who has had that experience, whether it was a parent, a mate, whoever it was, in whatever capacity that you experienced one, if you've ever lived with one and had a close relationship with one, I doubt that you would agree with, I doubt that you would disagree with me that they are demonically possessed, that it is a level of demonic possession. Okay, so someone correct me if you think that I'm wrong. Okay, like I said, so the reason I got banned was because I was actually showing my book study that I did of Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil, which I took a year out of my life and to dissect that book to parallel the devil's behavior with the narcissist's behavior to prove my theory that they are demonically possessed. Okay, so again, I may try, because I got banned because there was some images on there that Bigo didn't approve of. I didn't know that, and so that by the time I got to lesson 9 out of 33 lessons, okay, I got banned on lesson 9. So I was able to show the first 8 lessons, you know what I'm saying? People were actually loving it. The people who have been dealing with narcissists, it made all the sense in the world to them. So I may have to go back and like re-edit some of the videos so that I can show them on Bigo Live, because I would still like to share the book study with Bigo Live, okay, just to back up what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. And like I said, anyone who's ever experienced a narcissist in any capacity, as far as a close relationship of any sort, like I said, I don't think I need to convince you, you know what I'm saying? So I think that if you were to watch the book study and if you've dealt with a narcissist, it's only going to convict you even more. It's only going to confirm and validate the things that you have experienced, okay? And so I am going to find a way to get back on here and play it. I might even try tonight, but I'm a little nervous because I don't want to get banned again, okay? Because I totally was not expecting to get banned. I didn't know that those things were in the video, and I didn't know that they were. I knew that they were in the video because I made the video, but I didn't know that, certain things that wasn't allowed on here. So I was shocked by getting banned by that. I had only been a host for like 3 weeks, so I'm like, well, let me make sure that that doesn't happen again. So, but I got to lesson 9, so I might, play lesson 1 through 8 and then just have to screen the other lessons going forward so that I can, because I do want to share it with you guys. And there was a lot of people that were following me, and I know that they wondered what happened because they were so excited to go forward and see the rest of the book study. Okay, I also teach about the twin flame journey. If you guys are familiar with twin flames, and if you're not, if you're going to keep watching me, you will get familiar with twin flames. I read cards, I read energy. I don't need the cards to read the energy, but the cards are for the people that are watching to confirm that the energy that I channel is, is basically a confirmation. So I specialize in reading for the twin flame journey, the twin flame collective. So I read for the divine feminine collective, the divine masculine, and the twin flames, who are the 144,000 chosen people, okay, who are going to ascend to the next level. And so I will break that down going forward. I've done it before, on here, but I will break it down going forward, because I also have a twin flame series that I did on my YouTube channel that I am going to share on here. So what I will do tonight, matter of fact, when I get off of here, I will go ahead and start off with the Twin Flame series, because they are connected. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was scared to show one of those too, because I don't know what what in there. I was able to show, I think my Twin Flame series only has like 5 parts to it. So I will try to show like 1 and 2, because I think it was like number 4 that I saw some images in there that I may need to edit out, because I don't know what, if I'm going to get banned for it or whatever. And so what I'm going to do when I get off of here is I'm going to come back on and I'm going to screen one of my Twin Flame videos, and I'll start with that. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and re-edit the Dissecting the Devil series, so that I can play it on here, because I do want to share it. And like I said, I know that there was quite a few people who were following along with it, and I know you was wondering what happened. You know what I'm saying? I was missing for a week after that, because I got banned, okay, for something that was in the video. And so but it's very important to me, so I am still going to attempt to show the series. So some of the lessons I may not be able to show, like I might not be able to show lesson 9. I may have to skip from 8 to 10 and things like that. The whole book study has a total of 33 lessons, okay? 33 being the number of the master builder, okay? And so by the time you get to the end of the lesson, you will have a complete understanding of a narcissist and the spiritual aspect of it. And I don't think that you'll disagree with me that it is a level of demonic possession, okay? I'm standing on that. I said what I said, and until someone proves me wrong, that's what it is, okay? And I do believe that the book study proves what I said. So the book study is a literal interview with the devil. Okay, so it's very interesting. Okay, and again, if you're interested in seeing it, you can visit my channels on YouTube. In the meantime, No Narc Network TV and House of Ajay. Okay. So, since I want to play the Twin Flame series, I'm going to go ahead and end this live, but I'm going to come right back and I'm going to start my Twin Flame series. So if you guys have any questions about it going forward, I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. I am going to be in there, and I will be live, so we will still be able to interact if you want to come back and join me. Yeah, I'm going to get off of here and give me about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to screen my Twin Flame series is called Twin Flame Trials and Tribulations. And basically this series depicts some of the challenges. It basically is going to show you and tell you what twin flames are. And then it's going to depict some of the challenges and the experiences that twin flames have, okay? And so I am going to go ahead and start that series because I feel safe playing that, so I hope I don't get banned for anything that's in those videos. I did play them once before, so I didn't get banned. So I am going to try to do probably... The series has 5 parts. I'm going to try to get at least 3 of them out tonight, okay? And then I'm going to have to screen the other 2 and maybe edit some things out of it, and then I'll continue with that. So if you guys want to join me back here in about 10 minutes, I will go ahead and screen and start screening my Twin Flame series, and I am going to go ahead and start editing the Dissecting the Devil series so I can share that with you guys going forward as well, okay? So before you go, if you can, tap the screen for a sister, okay? I appreciate you guys spending this time and space with me, and I will be back with the Twin Flame series, so I hope you guys join me back here in about 10 minutes, okay? So Enraged Empath, I hope you're still here. Weavy Wonder, thank you for joining. KOFFYD, thank you for joining. I am going to end this live, and like I said, I'll be back in 10 minutes, so I hope you guys join me, okay? Peace. Okay, so yeah, I'll be right back, okay? So I do appreciate you being here, and I just wanted to make sure that you're still here, but I'll be right back, okay? So I'll talk to you guys later. I want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.